I didn't know about all the data outcomes that were possible. I didn't know about all the educational research when I first started doing this work. I've learned about all that since and see the power of keeping kids in school and out of court, keeping kids in school and off the street.
We were getting to that point where we were taking students for what were basically school offenses and adjudicating them in the court setting, which was not the appropriate place to do that. We wanted to put it back into the schools, keep the students in school, keep the SROs in school, and try to stem those problems that arise when children end up with criminal records that they don't need.
I think most people would agree that violent crime, people who are on a bad path, those are the ones that need to be the focus of the criminal justice system. But in the vast majority of these cases where it involve behavior, principals need to be in charge, not prosecutors.
Last year, more than 11,000 children were referred to the juvenile justice system from the schools, and only a fraction of those offenses were very serious ones. The one thing we know is that when we see referrals from the schools to juvenile justice is that these young people are less likely to graduate from high school, more likely to repeat a grade in school, and more likely to later on be charged as an adult for more serious offenses. Our courts must focus on making sure that our young people are successful.
Our philosophy is we have to keep the kids in school. The statistics show if they're suspended, if they're arrested, their chances of success diminishes. And it also takes a school liaison officer away from the school if you make a custodial arrest. And with the day and age that we're dealing with now, we want to keep as many officers as we can on or around school campuses. We do not want to pull them off a campus to have to go to the jail or have to go to court because of an arrest that they made that we could have dealt with in a different way.
We put school resource officers in just about all the middle schools and high schools in my district. And then things that had been discipline issues, just boys being boys in many cases, were suddenly showing up at the courthouse rather than the principal's office.
In North Carolina, until raise the age finally happens, some of the consequences, 16 and 17-year-olds are still going to adult court. And collateral consequences for those kinds of tags can be lifelong and life-changing. Research says that if we can deal with the behavior in school, outcomes will be better than if we refer it to court, even when we have a high-functioning juvenile justice system.
A typical day prior to the partnership is if you had a child that was acting out or there was disruptive behavior, the consequences would end up being a custodial arrest or some form of suspension or expulsion. And what the partnership does now is it looks at ways to avoid that. Can you deal with it in a different way? Can you deal with it in a way that keeps that kid in school?
The School Justice Partnership is really an agreement among multiple agencies, law enforcement, district court, the prosecutor's office, as well as the school system, to try to reduce the number of juvenile offenses that come from the school to the courthouse, because that kind of arrangement doesn't serve anyone.
It has been a powerful experience in my community, in New Hanover County, in my home community, where across systems we've come together to build a model where we've agreed that we want better outcomes for kids in school.
With this school justice partnership, over 50% of our prior cases are now staying at the schoolhouse in a principal's office rather than coming to the courthouse to be handled by my prosecutors. That's going to give us the capacity to handle the 16 and 17-year-olds that are going to be coming with Raise the Age and really focus our priorities again on violent crime and the ones that are repeat offending. We reduce crime and keep everybody safe by doing this school justice partnership.
The main goal of the School Justice Partnership was to help kids. It was to provide them opportunities to graduate. It was to provide them, when they graduate from us, that they can go on and not worry about having a criminal record for something that happened in high school. And to make sure that when they apply to colleges or apply to the workforce, that they're ready for that and that they're in their best position to do that. So at the end of the day, we're helping kids, and that's really what we're all about.
We've been at this now for just over 3 years, and this was the idea of our Chief District Court Judge, Jay Corpening, to stop what's commonly referred to as the school-to-prison pipeline. And it's been a wonderful thing to watch over these last 3 years.
In the year before we started our school justice partnership work, about 88% of students who were referred to SROs, to school resource officers, got sent to court. Last year it was about 24%. We still have some work to do on our disproportionate contact, but we're talking about that. But we have seen a dramatic reduction of all children being referred to court.
And I think the benefit to this partnership is now it's focused on keeping kids in school and helping them succeed. And it also, at the end of the day, it makes the school safer because the officers are spending more time there on campus building relationships, safeguarding the school. And that's just very important for us in this day and age.
There's not anything else we do that's as powerful as this tool to positively impact the lives of children. Most of what we do day in and day out negatively impacts the lives of children. School justice partnerships give us a chance to get out ahead of that and change things for the better for thousands, tens of thousands of students across North Carolina, especially as we look at the impact moving forward over the years. It's important. It really is.